Hey guys, welcome to another video here. This is a short video about a lower radiator support for a 2014 Ford Escape. So this one was involved in an auto accident and the front passenger side was hit, and as you can see, radiators damaged, condenser, the radiator support, the upper support, the lower support, and I removed the bumper reinforcement. Needs a lot of work. So if you might be wondering how to replace the lower radiator support, and this is what I'm going to be doing now. This one here is, unfortunately it's dark, hopefully you can see it. This is the replacement lower radiator support, and basically this is the actual radiator support, and on two sides, this will be the front passenger side. It's got two arms. This side would be the driver's side. It's got two of these support flange, the support arms, so I had to buy them separate. If you're curious about the price, the lower radiator support ranges $100 to $200, more of on the $200 side at the dealership. I got this one from a local supplier for around $120. The support arm I got from a dealership around $100. And Ford parts are not cheap. They're not the cheapest. So this one here, this is that support arm for the radiator support, the side flange, and this seems to be in okay shape. So what I'm going to do first is go ahead and attach the passenger arm, support arm first, to this passenger side, and we will be needing a 13mm bolt, which is this one, and it's going to go from under there, and let me see if I can get a good view here. It's gonna go right here. Okay, basically I'm gonna insert that there and screw it in, this 13mm bolt from bottom going up. So let me do that. Alright, so that flange, the support arm, I have the screw all the way in, that 13mm bolt. So next I'm gonna move to the driver's side, which is the front left. I went ahead and just now, using a flat blade screwdriver, kind of unclipped this wiring harness for what looks like it's connected to part of the transmission fluid cooler, transmission oil cooler, right over here. So next I'm going to go ahead and untighten the two 10mm bolts. The idea here is to remove the old smashed lower radiator support from this control, the support arm. So we're gonna go ahead and unscrew the two 10mm bolts, and then I think I should be able to remove the old lower radiator support. Keeps moving on me. Alright, so we'll go and take those two bolts out. So guys, I almost forgot the top portion, the edges, corners of this lower radiator support. On the top corners there's two openings right here, and they got these two bolts, the 10mm bolts, just like this one, going like that, that are connected to the bumper reinforcement, to the bottom of the bumper reinforcement. So in a way, the front bumper reinforcement also supports the lower radiator the lower radiator support kind of holds it together. So when you're replacing it, you have to unscrew those two bolts, the 10mm bolts, nuts and bolts, and to do the job. So I got the old smashed lower radiator support removed out once I removed the two bolts from there, and this is the replacement new one. The old one had this sponge foam kind of support, the sponge foam. I removed that sponge foam from the old one, used a double-sided 3M tape, kind of stuck it in here, and it's kind of nice and strong now. You can't easily kind of remove it. It's nice and good. So next we're going to go ahead and mount that on the flange, the side arms, and use those 2 on each side bolts, the 10mm bolts. So let's do that next. So okay guys, I went ahead and installed the lower the lower radiator support. Put the two bolts in, the 10mm to the left, 10mm to the right, and it's in place now. So I got the lower radiator support installed, ready to go. So next I'm going to be doing is, what I would do is replace the radiator. I'm going to have to replace the condenser. This is the condenser here. This is the transmission oil cooler. Behind the condenser there is the radiator. It's all smashed. The radiator has a leak. The condenser has a crack, visible crack right over here. So those things need to be replaced. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to replace the cooling fan or not yet. I couldn't test it because there is no coolant through the radiator cooling system. So I'm going to have to get those replaced and then test the cooling fan. If you'd like to see more videos about how to replace the radiator, condenser, the upper radiator support, the bumper reinforcement, pretty much all the other work here, you can subscribe to my Fix It channel, and I'm going to be posting them in a couple of days. Thanks for watching guys. Good luck with yours.